Hey guys, this is Tigers coming back to you with Craftymon, and today we're basically going to be carrying on what we did last episode, except this all has a purpose. In between episodes, and this was early this is before the video even come out last week, so this was like last Thursday, last Friday. I was like, you know what, I want to play some Minecraft. I was in the mood. I'm happy I did it when I did, because I can tell you now, if I'd left... I've not probably looked around to see what differences are since I've taught texture packs. Nice to know there are a few things that do subtly make me think, yeah. Um, there are a couple changes I do need to show. So, first thing first, I fixed my pickaxe. It took a little while. First thing first, we will go my how many... If I did the math correct, it's like 6. But how many do I actually need? We'll do the cats at some other point. They will get their names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I might try and name all of them today. I don't know. So I can get 6. I mean, that won't make a difference anyway. Even if I do get spare, they can just go into my ender chest. Oh, no. So, but yeah, basically been trading a lot with them. A villager that did come in handy was this dude, a Fletcher. Because they're all like books wise, because I was like, I'm gonna need books more than anything. I didn't actually consider, you know, what if I need emeralds? So I might set up an area for them. That's almost a full stats, that's almost 3 more. They will get named at some point. I'll basically chuck them in between. But coming down here, guys, and I've done a bit of work. Basically, everything that I've basically... Because I've basically dug out all the walls. Ow. Also, guys, if you've seen the lava and you see me jumping it and then you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, I've got an idea from the thumbnail. Again, time recording. Thumbnail's not done yet, but like, you would have seen it. Yeah, I've got a good idea. But, like I say, I'm going to get stone colored down, and I am going to do stone bricks. I think it's going to look nice. Also, polished black stone brick stairs is what I've done all the way down. Basically, last episode when the water went down, I'm like, yeah, I 100% need. So what I am going to do is go and show you, because the other dogs are where they were at the end of the episode. I'll go and quick say hello to them. I'll then dig the floors out, change them to stone brick, and then do all the walls. But the reason I'm going to say hello to the dogs first, because I also have something else I need to show you. Now, guys, I will be using this lava, but considering it's going to take a while, I will basically cut to it being done when I get to it. But the thing I need to show you is something that I basically changed up my mob farm a while ago. And it might have been extended, I'm not 100% sure. But I'd say, better question, where are the dogs? And I was looking, it's like, I can't see them. Hey Snowy, hey James. Tay. Thought you and... I honestly thought Benji and Tay would have been closer. Hey Blizzard. Hey Duncan. Rose. Oak. Hey Benji. Don't tell the others, Benji, but you've always been a favourite. I'm kidding, guys. I 100% do. I 100% have a favourite. It's always going to be Benji. I think he was the first dog in Quest. But the thing I need to show is I basically got fed up with how the storage worked on this, because it was basically annoying to constantly need to change it. Because basically, guys, this runs out kind of quick when you're solely using it as XP. It's not the best XP farm in the world, it's 100% not. I do at some point want to build the next Enderman one in the end. I would say I like to try and do that in between episodes, but I will do it at some point. So instead, I've basically done a hopper minecart, and I think this has possibly been extended. But I think it was the height of this anyway. But to do it, I basically have dropped it down by 1, which wasn't fun, and then moved everything into all of it. And now it just means I've got an easier way to do it. It means these all get like these were already full up, but it just basically means I don't have to worry about going and being like, oh, it's full. Move all the hoppers over and get a bunch of stuff from my inventory. It was something I should have done a while ago, and I have now. But guys, if you didn't see last episode we started working on basically just cleaning up the stuff. I've not fully done all that yet, but I will do at some point. And guys, if you're new, right, please like, comment, subscribe. And I'm going to mention X-Men 97 now, just because it is completely fresh in my brain. And guys, I'll say now, my predictions for the series was a case of Apocalypse rises up, Gambit's one of the Horsemen because he was in the comics. We have Magneto because he has been before now. We have Madeline Pryor as and like Magic, because it seemed very random to show Magic in 97 and then have it instantly die. And everything I say from now on is spoiler warning. So it's complete spoiler warning now if you don't want to hear none. Or if you've not seen the episode or anything, click off and come back and watch after you've seen it. Or either way, you've had your spoiler warning. And 5, 1, 2, and 3. Spoiler warning. Turns out no. The guys at the end of last episode, Gambit had become Apocalypse. I need more food. And so the X-Men are trying to help him, but also at the end of the last episode, we also see Cable, Archangel, and Psylocke teaming up with them. And I was kind of thinking, why would Psylocke and Archangel willingly? And it didn't, I thought, oh, this is where the case of they're like, no, we're not going to, all that. I should have brought down the thing, but hear me out. And no, so they all team up to try and kill Apocalypse, who is currently occupying Gambit's body. Now, behind the scenes, Rogue is like, you can't take him from me, I want him back, and she basically makes an agreement to sacrifice herself to save Gambit. And I'm like, no, kind of like, no, please don't. It's like, it would kind of be, it's like Gambit wouldn't let her. Like, there's no goddamn world where Gambit's like, yes, Jerry, you can sacrifice yourself to bring me back to life. He 100% wouldn't. And I was like, are we gonna go back and forward where they're both just constantly sacrificing themselves? I'm also gonna do stone on that bottom just so it's cleaner. And no. So Rogue makes an agreement. She's willingly like, you can take me but save him. Kind of this nice romantic sort of thing between them. And it was kind of sweet. And it was just this kind of nice moment. But turns out, no, they had to go and do the opposite. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy Rogue and Gambit survived. This is the problem of pre-doing the lava. all kind of tends to, you know, get in the way. I was like, that's that done. And like Rogue agrees to sacrifice herself because it basically is a case of why, because she's trying to mess with like Celestials and all that, like higher level power. And beknownst to everyone, and I mean everyone because I didn't see the surprise. Some people might. I did not see it coming. The 13th Elf, Nightcrawler, decides to make a different deal. Instead of letting Rogue, you know, pay the cost, she wants Gambit back. She should pay the cost. Now, do I want Rogue to disappear? Would I want Rogue to die? No, I like Rogue. Like, Rogue's a cool character. So is Gambit and so is Nightcrawler. But, quite frankly, if like I would willingly, if it was just a case of, and I would be so, I know what the X-Men would do. They would try and protect the assholes in this situation. In this situation. But why not just sacrifice? Why not just sacrifice one of the bigots? One of the mutant haters? Because, technically speaking, if you're talking, it has to be someone connected to Rogue, or like Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler has a literal brother who hates mutants. Sacrifice that son of a bitch! And that way you get rid of a problem for next season. And so Nightcrawler, beknownst to everyone, because I didn't see it coming, willingly is like, yes, but then when Beast walks off, it's such a, like, a case of, no, not the fuzzy one. Like, I don't have much connection to comic Nightcrawler, like him being, like, religious and all that. And I'll say now, religion-wise, I don't really care. If someone starts, you know, talking about it to me, I sort of just tune out. Is it the right thing to do? Who knows? Do I care? No, I'm not religious. I was never raised with it and all that lot, and quite frankly, if I had to go to something like Sunday school, I would 100% run away from it. Like, again, no offense to anyone who is, and I apologize if I offended anyone, but it's the 21st century. If you don't like the fact that someone's saying they don't believe in God and all that lot, it's tough luck. Anyway, I don't really have that much connection to that version of Nightcrawler, but this season alone has made him a lot more. Plus, his badassery at the end of last season. He gets style points. And so, again, he willingly sacrifices his own life. I did, because, yeah, lava. And, but yeah, so, it was a good episode. Really good final. I'll say no. Barely anything to compare. Like, is there things that I would have want? Is there things that I would change? Yes. But there's not many. Like, I would... Shit. Yeah, I expected that. But there isn't many, and it was a really good final, and I wish there was another episode. But the fact that Cable's, like, willingly teams up with the government to kill Gambit, and well, more specifically, kill Apocalypse. And part of me is like, you traitors. Also, something I do find really funny is, at the beginning of the episode, when X Factor and X Force are willingly declaring war against mutant kind, because that's what they're doing. They're declaring war against the X-Men, which is technically declaring war against mutant kind. Someone Havoc mentions to like his boss, and it's like, realize we're technically declaring war on mutant kind. She's like, no, we're not. It's like, yes, you are. You're declaring war on the X-Men. And that's just not going to go away. Like, you willingly broke onto X-Men, like, you willingly broke onto Geonosis, broke in and destroyed the X-Men's new base. Do I care that they weren't sanctioned? No, they were overseas. US law doesn't exactly apply when it's overseas. It would be like US trying to basically turn and say to Britain, you've got to obey by our rules. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Not the greatest thing in the world, but okay, so it was overseas, so it doesn't, like, they can't really do anything about it. Now, can they basically turn around and say, well, in that case, the X-Men can't step foot on American soil anymore? Yes. It'd be a battle that wouldn't be worth it. And Havoc has a point, and I will say no. They replaced Polaris with Siren. The new Master of Magnetism was someone who can scream. But yeah, like I say, guys, they replaced Polaris, the new Master of Magnetism, with Siren. And I don't know full on what Siren can do, but I don't think it's on the level of Polaris. And, like, again, they stormed the X-Men's base. What universe did, because I can't think of a name, for, storming X-Port would be a good idea. One, that place is fortified. Two, to use people's arguments against why X-Men should essentially be qualified, their weapons. Like, they are literally the case of living weapons. Is there any other room that I've actually kept like that? Because part of me likes it, but part of me's like, eh. I made it work in here. And then no for in here. Yeah. But, like, they're attacking somewhere where the X-Men have home court advantage. But two, you're really going to be surprised with the fact that X-Men actually have tower defenses. Also, one of the best parts of the episode is Havoc gets outplayed by Jubilee. Havoc is in Scott Summers' brother. Willingly just goes and is like, yeah, have fun. By literally outplaying him, tricks him to, destroying the X-Jet. And, he just gets outplayed, and it's just funny. Right, guys, what I will do is I will fill in those two walls. I'll do these two walls. There is going to be glass around this whole, like outside, which is the reason it's one lower. But like I say, it was a really good finale. Don't want to say too much, just because, again, I did get spoiler warnings, but it was just a good finale. And one of the best parts for me was the fact of Bishop just turns around and, like, generally does just go, you got a problem with essentially attacking you, essentially asking, do you have a problem with the fact of your old team being here declaring war, attacking us? Abby's always an X-Man. I like the fact that she's willingly, like, they might be my old team, but I've always been an X-Man. And it's like, yes. And then I will say this now. I did pre-know about this. Because I think it was a bunch of YouTubers, I don't 100% know, I've got a gut feeling who I know would have seen the last two episodes, because there's a group of YouTubers, one of them being Nikhil Clayton, I think his name is. I do watch his reacts, and they are cool as anything. Especially when he is reacting to, at the moment, one of my favourite childhood series, and I will never stop saying that Ben 10 is just good. It's a good show. I take 4 and I get 4, so it didn't really make a difference. But like, Mystique shows up at the end, and it's just like, wait. Now I knew Mystique was going to basically be mentioned during, like, going to be getting brought back up in season 3. Like, I knew that for a fact. Also, guys, the one thing I've not mentioned that I did do in between episodes was I dug this out just so I could have some storage. I'm tempted to basically set up a system where, like, you can dump, basically stuff gets brought in and then basically dropped in and like dippers. That's going to be stone stairs, just to sort of patch it up to the next layer, which I will do in between. Like, I won't be doing it on camera. But yeah, Mystique shows up at the end, and the one woman who has basically turned around and been the biggest pain in the ass to the X-Men this season is probably dealt with. Because Mystique does shoot it. Again, I can apologize, I can't think of a name. But the biggest thing that I am slightly surprised at is Nightcrawler's brother is now just been given a bunch of power via the fact that he's been been brought into power because he was running for president, I think it was, and I'm like, what now? You're telling me the fact that you would turn around and say no to half a dozen mutants for running for that position, because, and I quote, their powers are dangerous, but you have no problem with someone who has tried to literally commit to murder running for power? I need to, like, someone needs to tell me what those standards are. Because, I'm saying this now, they are stupid. Why can someone who has more than once turn around and say, I absolutely despise mutants, and who that we saw 2 episodes beforehand being a bigot to him? His own brother was trying to save him from getting killed by a bunch of mutants, which I can guarantee you now, a lot of the votes that he would have got in the end would have come from the fact that people being like, mutants are dangerous, or a bunch of people on the fence, and then seeing the fact of a bunch of mutants then attacked would have basically come from that. Do I want to do Stonebrick? Now, guys, the reason that's like that is, there's a bunch of lava. But yeah, so overall, season 2 was amazing. Everything I wanted from a season. Am I gonna miss the fuzzy one? Yes, I'm 100% gonna miss not seeing Nightcrawler and X-Men. Like, Nightcrawler, before this, like, there were a bunch, like, I'm just saying now, there was like there's like 4 or 5 characters that I've always liked from X-Men, in general. Rogue, I've always found cool. Especially, like, more for the fact of simply in X-Men Evolution, she was this gothic badass that really didn't take shit from anyone, which was kind of cool. Shadowcat's kind of been in the room, like, kind of cool, but for me, it's always been things like Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean, and Summers. And I've kind of, like, always kind of like Beast. It's kind of just been cool. Psylocke's a lot more of a recent one. like died to the movies and all. A lot of things she's cool from that. But like characters that have honestly come up onto that list for me this season alone. Gambit. Like he has come up to the point where I'm like, yes. Nightcrawler and Polaris. Because guys, my only interaction with Polaris before X-Men '97 and the original before the '97 and the original series was in Wolverine and the X-Men, where in that she was a lot more of the princess type. So I didn't do anything without Magneto saying so, and willingly made a couple mistakes that could have been avoided. Oh, that's going to be fun to deal with. And in X-Men '97, she's just been. Granted, I'll say no. The fact that she's now come to, because I will say no, my top 5 is Jean Grey, Phoenix Story. I like. Do I think it's overdone in live action? Yes. Do I kind of want to see it in a Stage Sync version? Kind of. Now, this is the reason. But yeah, Jean's top, Cyclops number 2. Number 3 is Polaris. She is skyrocketed to a character that I've never really cared about to top 3 because of how cool she has been this season alone. Number 4 is probably Nightcrawler. Probably, is it? You know, yeah, number 4 is Nightcrawler. I like his powers. He's a cool character. And number 5 is probably Rogue. Like, because like from like 6 to 10 don't really have any specific order, but things like Storm's on that list. I like Colossus. I like Psylocke. Psylocke is probably number 6. Storm's probably number 7. Colossus is probably at 10th. And like Wolverine and like Gambit are. Now, quickly going, see guys, this is basically what I'm going to do, but I'm going to empty a bunch of these now. What I will do is just empty my inventory a good bit and chuck it into like a shulker box. I'll sort these. But like, X-Men '97 has just been a really good show for me. Right guys, what I will do is, see, they come back relatively quick too. Is there any more that I will see if there's any more building that I'm gonna do. Right guys, what I will do is, I will do this wall that... I'm an idiot. I'll do those walls. I will fill it in the ceiling. I will do the lava, grab the glass for the outside. Do this floor, which is going to be up on this layer. And then I will be right back as soon as I've done all that. But anyway, I'll see you once I've done all that. So guys, we're back, and after that many buckets, and basically the equivalent of basically 3 double chests, there's a lot of areas that weren't, because I wanted it to be smooth like this and look nice instead of slightly lumpy. Not the best choice of words, but, so it took a little while. I probably did use a tiny bit more lava than I needed to. I'm not 100% sure. But that is my lava reserves gone. Which isn't great. I say it's worth it now. First of all, I need to go and get my stuff, and then I need to go and get some glass. Also, I did put some extra glowstone here, because did seem dark. I honestly can't remember what half this stuff was. Like, the top row, I'm like, kinda looks right. Like, I know it doesn't hurt to carry more arrows, but, like, I kind of prefer carrying one. Plus, I think it's kind of funny if anyone was to, like, turn around and be like, hey, you get one shot. Like, a handy scrap of shock boxes. It's like, yeah, sure, one shot. Pew! Like, you get the one arrow. Oh, you missed. Ah, pew! Ah, pew! Just like carrying on raining down arrows. Now, guys, this is what is left. What I'm going to do is take out the coal, iron, and copper. That was empty because that's where everything was. These were not properly organized. No surprise to anything. Now, the only things I do need to do is make some stairs to put up there to make them look a bit nicer, and then put some glass around the whole, around the outsides and the middle. Then that is that done. Shit, you can't. Fine, you can go in there. I get why you can't put shulkers in shulkers, but same point. For now, you can go into there. I don't know how many stairs I'm gonna need, but I'm gonna need a few. Which one I'm gonna use the stone color. 16, and I did start smelting glass last episode. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was like, did I place one? And looking at it, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. I only made 16. Durr. Now, the glass is literally safety points. Now, some people might be like, if you're saying, well, what's the hell on having it as like essentially like what the hell is what the point of this room? If you didn't see last episode, I basically went and said, I've got. Like, I was like, I've got a load of junk, like, a load of stone and all that, like, dirt and all that lot that I, one, have already got double chests full of. And so I just kind of want to, you know, have a place where I can basically be like, right, garbage day, and just sort of like a smelter. This is basically just equivalent of, you've got a bunch of materials that you don't need, that you don't want, that are just lying around. Here, empty them into this. It's literally just a giant, like, smelter. Now, guys, some people do just choose to use, like, a cactus. Nah, these do look slightly different, and you can definitely tell the difference. You know what, I might go for slabs. Because I reckon, like, one slab through the top will basically do the exact same thing. But yeah, the glass is just there, just so it's got some light. Because at the time I didn't want to use glowstone, and I still don't. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, that does kind of, like, they do all kind of go back pretty quick. I will at some point need to, in between episodes, just go through and be like, right, refill all these up. But yeah, like I say, the point of it is just a case of you've got a bunch of like dirt, cobblestone, anything else, chuck it all into a pit. Wrong chest. I will say basic. I would say the basic point is to, just basically go and chuck everything. Like just jump in with a bunch of stuff you don't need and like die, but keep inventories on. And two, it's just going to be easier just to chuck like a bunch of stuff at it. Basically, it's just easier to go and empty whole inventory at once. That's my last chest. There it is. But yeah, guys, what we'll say, like, more on the X-Men final, it was a great final. It's left stuff wondering, and I can't wait for Season 3. Thankfully, we are getting Season 3 next year. It's all done. But yeah, we are getting Season 3 next year. And I'm going to call it now. Things I expect to see next season. I 100% will not going to be surprised if Nightcrawler comes back. Because it's one of those things where it's like, you're telling me Rogue is perfectly fine letting her brother pay her price. Another 20 should be fine. You know what? I probably will just turn the rest of that. Letting her brother pay her price. And by that I do just mean she wanted to bring Gambit back. It was her choice to essentially sacrifice her life. You're telling me she's going to be okay with going, yeah, I don't mind it. Because guys, we had, like, through this season and some of last season, we got to see them basically be actual siblings. Like, close. And I want to see how that would then transport to, Mystique, like, trying to, come back around. Because something that I do like is, in the finale of X-Men Evolution, 64 down to, that was another 12, so roughly, yeah, I did need about another so much. But was Mystique being brought back from that because her Charles Storm, and Magneto will have taken over and, like, controlled by Apocalypse. She's like, kids, please don't, like, and they're both just like, go away, Mystique. We don't need you, and we don't want you. And this was a season where Kurt was like, Rogue, how could you? After willingly making judgment calls on whether Mystique should be living or not. So to see the fact of them to both basically be like, we don't need you. Now, guys, names for dogs. First of all, I do need to go and get the others. I have no idea how long this episode is going to be, because I have no idea how long I was recording before I then cut back. I think it was like 10-15 minutes. I think it was probably closer to like 20 or 30. And two, I don't know how long I was recording, like, I don't know how long I've been recording since the cutback. 1, 2, 3. I'll take 4 back, and then I'll come back and get the other 4, because it seems stupid to try and take more than that at once. Like, I don't know why I was thinking last episode. Guys, I know Duke's gonna be missed. R.I.P. him. I'll take another goodbye when I go back and get the rest of your siblings. I say siblings, the rest of the family. So, Rose is shutting the door, or... Rose and... Okay, so Blizzard and Oak just teleported in because Rose and Duncan were like, yeah, no, we're just gonna shut the door. Getting the bucket ready. Oak just pushing past Rose. Duncan just coming running straight in. So Rose is being stubborn. She's literally just being like, nope, this gate's getting open. Whether you like it or not, this gate is getting opened. And I don't know whether I respect her choice for willingly standing her ground until I open the gate, or whether I just think it's kind of annoying the fact that I had to open another gate. Granted, it's a gate, so it'd be something stupid to be annoyed over, but I don't know whether I like her being stubborn or not. Come on, James. Come on, Taya. Come on, Snowy. Come on, Benji. We'll have a few seconds of peace, of quietness. RP Duke. I'll come and visit you every so. I say I'll come and visit. I 100% will forget. Now, I was in this credit compared to quests. Because I also know quest was built in, like, I can't remember what the quest one was like, which did exist, unfortunately. But it was built out the way that I basically never went to. James, why am I not surprised? And of course, Taylor's inviting strange people into the house. I'm getting the water bucket ready because I know one of them is. I think from now on, if I do take the dogs through either door, I'm going through the back door. It's a lot less scary. Guys, you lose one dog to a tragic accident. You don't really then want to start mixing them with fire. Now, which dog is getting the name Dinnerbone? Because do I want to call one dog a Dinnerbone? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go 6. Tempting to call you Disenchant, but you're not getting called Disenchant or Repair or Anvil. Duncan and Snowy. Poor Blizzard. Oak kind of was kind of safe in the corner. Snowy. Tay. James. Benji still sat down. Yes. I've got a gut feeling that the new like I'm not gonna like I've got a gut feeling these 3 are all. Okay, I should probably stop letting dogs wander around. They're shifting everyone out the way. I will say this now, part of me is kind of tempted to build a different doghouse somewhere. Something that's better, because this was one of those cases where I'm like, don't get me wrong, I think this looks nice, and it's a nice little thing. Part of me kind of wants to build something better. Like, this can be a nice little indoor doghouse, but I think they do deserve better. But they also deserve names, which I can't think of. Right. Didn't I do... Have I done lime? I think part of me thinks I've done lime. I know I did green for Duncan. Not Duncan, Duke. And yes, I know I'm gonna have to do green again. There's only so many colours. Sorry, yo. Magenta. Was it light blue or cyan I did? They come in twos, so it's of. I say that's light blue. So I need green. I then need white. Back to your question, why I've come in here, and it's like, why have I come in here? Am I really ready to go with the green one yet? I don't know if I am. See, I do need to basically go through all the colors. See, in the past I have basically done books and just like gone through the names. I might again. You know, I was sort of questioning strange people in the back of my garden. As long as Larry and sorry Daisy, I know it's been a little while. As long as Larry and Daisy are okay with them, I've gone past caring. Mainly because I'd be shooting people at the back of my garden every day. Also, guys, this is at one point going to get to a point where I potentially prickle to death. That should be fun. But yeah, like, I will make green dye now. I don't know whether I'm really ready to essentially say someone gets Duke's color. Like, I don't know whether I'm ready yet. Oh yeah, it's just simple, isn't it? There. But we'll find out along the way. Is that pop chorus route? Should have suspected it. Well, look, guys, I will say now, one of my kind of least favorite things when it came to the plastic texture pack was always the case where, like, because the beds used to basically be Pacific. So Blizzard is actually like blue. So I've got pink, magenta. Did I do yellow? I don't think I have. And then there's light greys, which is black, and then a flower. Black and white for grey. Did I do black? No, I didn't. Can't spice, can't or not. One grey. One light grey. That's because I got red on me. That's why. I mean, if I've not done yellow, then I'll go and find like a yellow flower. I'm gonna say no. Magenta and Star. You know, I'm gonna go find Yellow Fire first. It's gonna be so much simpler. Right, guys, because I don't know how long it's gonna take me to think of names. I will be right back as soon as I've got another one yet. Another cut, yeah, I know. I'll be right back as soon as I've got a yellow flower plus done names. So, guys, we're back. Jax and Ashley were brought in here because basically I've done those four and I wanted the other two in there just so I was like, what can I name them? Because I've honestly spent I have no idea, like probably the last 20, 30 minutes being like, what can I name them? So, again, we have Jax, we have Ashley, we have Ace, we have Spot, and we have Spark, and we have Lily. Now, just because I need the thumbnail, this is either going to be stupid or smart. Leave it for a few seconds. That wasn't the intended purpose. But like I said, guys, again, you were seeing the thumbnail, but basically, I kind of like I know for a fact by going for something that actually is typically going to get people to watch. Now, time to bring Jax, Ashley, Lily, Spot, Spark, and Ace was named for a purpose. Like, Ace was that one name when I was going through names, I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. And guys, if you wonder where the name Ace is come from, it's come from Batman. Again, I've mentioned more than once, I'm very much a big Batman fan. Like, compared to like things like Spot, like Sparks come from, again, well, I will go over the names that are references in some form or fashion. Oak, not intended to be a reference, but kind of a reference to Professor Oak. Blizzard, not intended to be a reference, but kind of a reference to Blizzards in general, which is like it was more meant for like snow reference. But I do play Overwatch. Ace is a reference for Batman. Ashley is kind of a reference for Overwatch, kind of, because it's like Ash, Ashley. I was gonna go with Ash, but I'm like, no, kind of like Ashley more. Jax, as far as I'm aware, I can't think of any references from that I know of. Spot, there is a Spider-Man villain called Spot. It was more of a name that popped to me. I basically got to a point where I did just start looking for ideas. And I'm like, you know what, I kind of like the name Spot. Rose. One of my favorite archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Black Rose Dragon, and they are rose-based monsters, so kind of that. Tay is kind of a reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! Benji James and Snowy are all references to Quest. Duncan might even be a reference to Quest too, because I think I had a dog in that called Duncan. But I think that's all of them. Now, I'm quickly, not generally doing this to segregate them. But I'm moving anyone who doesn't have a name over to this nice little corner. Just so I know how many name tags I need and how many more emeralds I'm going to need. So it's 2 dogs, 3, 6. No. 8. Is it? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of them. Benji, Taya, James, Snowy, Duncan, Spark, Spot, Rose, Lily, Ashley, Jax, Oak, and a Blizzard. I will try and get it's another 8. It's another good set of emeralds, like 2 stacks, just over 2 stacks, just 2 stacks, just under 2 stacks is what I need. 60 is 6. No, 120 is 6. So 180 emeralds is what I need to finish the rest of this. I will try and get some of them done next episode. The reason I kind of have prioritized the dogs is because I typically do take the dogs out with me. I will start next episode. I'm gonna say this now. I'm probably gonna end up regret saying this, and if I do, I will end up changing what I'm doing. But I'm thinking next episode, tear this down, like tear this down in between episodes, or tear it down. Say like if I don't, I'll do it in the episode. I won't show a full thing of me doing it, but I'll show parts of me like basically leveling it. And I'm thinking make the new doghouse over here. Because the dogs do deserve somewhere proper and not caged up in a very small part of my house. That will stay a mini doghouse for when they stay over, but I do think they deserve something better. And I do think I can build something really nice in this general direction. Might have a look around it though. Because part of me doesn't want to get rid of too many of the trees, so again, I will see. Anyway, guys, I've been recording for almost 2 hours, which is longer than I normally request. I will say now, normally it's just over an hour. It's normally about an hour and 10 to hour and 15. Hour and a half, usually. I usually aim for that, but with the amount of cuts all that lot, I have no idea how long this episode's going to be. I apologize if it's too long. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you've not seen X-Men 97, I recommend going and watching it. It was a really good season, and I can't wait for season 3. There's been some really cool stuff that's come out this year. Invincible was good. The Boys finale was good. Cape Crusader season 2 was good. X-Men 97 was good. Like, they were all amazing. There's a couple things that's come out this year that I will be watching. One of them is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. A couple of movies, Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day will be seen at some point. They will be seen at later points when they become streamable or on DVD, potentially streamable. Doomsday 100% streamable. I will 100% be buying that streamable. Just because it's Doomsday. Spider-Man Brand New Day, maybe. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This is Ty signing off, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.